I think like what happened today is very good, and also you make me to think about like the difference between Kevin and my Zhang Zhi, my Chinese name. I guess it's like, yeah, thank you a lot. It's the same me, but it's just like different representation in different situations. Like here, I'm like trying to be more like me, real me, and I could be over exaggerating, but in China I can't be that. So that's why also I wish to stay here a bit longer. So my American name is Kevin, and my Chinese name is Zhang Zhihao. We have 8 million people in our hometown. The province is called Anhui. Like province is like state here. Not so many people are well educated in our city. Now I think people are paying more attention to English education because it's in the Gaokao, which is like the college entrance exam in China. So that's why people pay more attention. Hence, like under like the education system, like if you go to different schools and they may have different like environment of how you get your English name, I would say most people will stick their name. Like for my roommate Sandy, she had her English name when she was in primary school. That was like a long time ago. She still uses that. I think if they assign the name to you, that means it doesn't mean like it just like randomly. Just give you this name, give you this name. Then it's just easier for me to like have this environment because we want everything to be in English.
So my American name is Kiki, Kiki. My high school teachers gave that to me, but I think it is a better thing to do that in the United States because my first name is difficult for the Americans to pronounce that. So sometimes they will pronounce really bad. Yeah, so they just think like because we were learning the English, so we need to got an English name. But a lot of students they got that like by the movie or the story or the character you like.
While I was in high school, my English teacher like forced us to have an English name, and I chose Matt because at that time I have like a weird crush on Matt Damon, so that's why I chose that name.
I'm from Massachusetts actually, but my town is Wilmington, Massachusetts. So my American name is Joanna Xing. I don't think my name has a meaning. My dad just found my name in a book, and it was apparently a British princess.
In Chinese name is Siqi Xiao. I don't know, like for in American, like what's the difference between the Jake or the Bobby? Like, what's that exactly mean? Like, but for us in China, like we would like put the best wishes on their child in their name. So my name is with a Chinese character with a land and a heart. So which means my mom wished me I can handle my land by my heart, like really diligently. And also I like the last character, which is Qi, is like the perfect jade, because the jade is like a precious jewelries in China and it's really popular, and it kind of like a traditional jewelry in China. So like the empire, for each dynasty they will wear the jade, like kind of like the reputation or the status. So I mean that's a really good thing.
I think they have like, when parents they are trying to give a name to their children, they just want to have some nice hope in, like they put some nice hope in the name. Like for me, so Zhang Zhihao, my Chinese name, so the first character is my last name, so I can choose that because my father's last name is that. But for the second character, Zhi means wisdom in Chinese, so it's like very obvious they want me to have more wisdom. And the funny part is the third character, Hao, so it's an adjective. It normally we use it to describe like a long river. It's like long, it's wild. Just picture Mississippi River. It's like huge, like. So they want me like have a wisdom of a river like that big.
My Chinese name is Xing Sina. My Chinese name, so the character Si means to think, and then Na is just like indicate that it's like a girl's name. They wanted me to have a Chinese name so that like they could call me that name in Chinese, and like to like, kind of stick to like their roots, even though they immigrated here. And I think they gave me an English name because they wanted it to be easier for other people to pronounce my name. They didn't give my sister an English name, and people had a hard time pronouncing it, so they didn't want that for me.
when I was in college, I have my first English tutor. So actually, she's American. I really like her, and so she said you need to get English name because it's more convenient for her to pronounce, and also it's an English class. He just want to mimic the real situation here, and at that time I really didn't know what to have, and then I just saw she gave us a list, and I saw Kevin. I think it's like easy to pronounce. I actually looked it up in the dictionary. It's from Celtics, and it means the boy was born in a good time. So I said that's good meanings. I just go with that. And the more time I use that, I develop into my nickname. So even some of my Chinese friends, they just call me Kevin. It's very easy to translate in Chinese too. And I think it's cute. And the funny story is that in China, so the most the gayest the job is actually the hairstylist. And most of them, they will use Kevin as their English name. So they also call me hairstyle Kevin.
This name reminds me the journey that I came to the United States, that I experienced a lot of downtime or the good time in the United States. So that's really important thing for me, because after I left my parents and after I left China, so kind of started my new life again, on my own. So that's proof a lot and reminds me a lot of courage and confidence. Right now, looking back, I think it's really, I had a lot of courage to do that, because when I came to the United States, I only have 2 luggages and I have no friends and no relatives.
I don't think I have a special connection to either name. My mom also never speaks English at home to me because she wants me to continue learning Chinese. When I hear my Chinese name, because I have a nickname which is the just repeating the first character of my Chinese name, I think it just reminds me that of being a little kid. I guess that's the only thing, because when I hear my mom call me that, I'm just I just feel like a little kid.
Now I already get used to the new name and new life in the United States, but when I came to China, I think I did not get used to my Chinese name anymore, because after I grow up, I use the American name rather than the Chinese name, so that's make 2 different identities.
It's I don't think for me, I don't think it's having 2 separate identities. I feel I feel the same regardless if people call me either one. I guess when people call me by my Chinese name, I guess I feel more Chinese, if that's a thing, because but other than that, I don't think my identity is different based on what people call me. I would probably prefer Joanna, because I've heard that most of my life. I'm fine with hearing my Chinese name, but it's a little bit weird because I'm not used to hearing my full name. I'm used to hearing the nickname of it. So I guess if I were to tell people, I would just tell them my name and then tell me my nickname.
I think it's become identity for me. People here, they all call me Kevin, and I do this Kevin, this figure. I am gay, also means happy. I'm positive. I also make people laugh. I'm a little famous because my picture is also downstairs. I don't want to brag, but I'm quite satisfied with what I have achieved so far. Here I'm more open. I could just be the true me, but when I was back in China, I should be more reserved. I can still be I can still talk loud, try to make jokes, make people laugh, but there's something I will not say, and just try to keep it on myself while I'm in China. The whole thinking system is changing, developing, because we have access to social media here, but also our government trying to do some censorship. And the young people, they're trying to be more open. There are some new ideas, they come up every day.
So I would like to ask you a question about how American adopt the American name.
My brother, his name is Keelan, Q-U-I-L-A-N, and my mom just picked that because it was different, and she's never heard of anyone else's name being that before, and she's never seen it spelled that way either. So she was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this just so my kid's different.
So you kind of put different character in the name and create on your own. Is it kind of thing like that?
Yeah, so I feel some people, they just like want something that's like, you know,
Special.
it's easy. Yeah, something special. Some people just like want something easy or like or whatever. Like there's like little books of just names. Like you Jake, Bobby.
Jake, Bobby, yeah.
Some people do after like grandparents or like parents, like if they want to like continue that like.
In China, it is really not a good thing. Like you got a same exactly character with your parents or your grandfather or mother, because that means you do not respect them, and they will avoid the same character with their parents or their like grandma.
Did you have any more questions for us?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was awesome. You're in focus.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to do the role play next.